Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Born to be Wild listener series. We are in Season 5, Week 2 of this new series. We've got a really exciting match coming up that we're going to cast right now. Very excited to be back with my co-host from the podcast. Welcome back, Hydralisk. How are you?
Long time no see.
Hey,
doing great.
Right. And Electric Sheep City. I'm very excited to be casting with some good friends tonight, and we're going to jump right in. For those of you not familiar with the Born to be Wild listener series, we're going to go over a couple of quick ground rules. This is a wild format tournament series with custom deck building restrictions each week. This series is played in the Conquest format. For those of you not familiar, each week players submit 4 decks consisting of separate classes. Classes and deck lists are hidden until after the weekly submission deadline. Once the classes and deck lists are revealed, players have an opportunity to review and ban one of their opponent's decks. Ban selections are hidden until both players have submitted their bans, at which point they're revealed. In the Conquest format, when a player wins with the deck, that player must then move on to a different deck. The losing player may switch decks, but they're not required to do so. The victor is the first person to win matches with all 3 decks. So bring 4, ban 1. Once you win, you can't play it again. You got to win with all 3. And something that we're doing a little bit differently with this season is that each week is centered upon a lore element telling the story behind the sunken city. So here is our great friend Goliath the Dwarf with this week's lore segment.
In the primordial days of Azeroth, the life-giving magic of the Well of Eternity accelerated the evolution of Azeroth's primitive species into sentient races. Among these races, the Trolls were the most powerful and resilient. One tribe, known as the Dark Trolls, was further evolved by the Well of Eternity into the first Night Elves. Blessed by the moon goddess Elune, they grew into a wealthy and powerful empire that reached its golden age under the mighty Queen Azshara.
All right, and Sheep, if you would please tell us what this week's deck building challenges are.
Yes, so for week 2, the Night Elf Empire, we have 2 challenges. The primary challenge is that each deck must contain at least 20 spells. So there's no restriction on spell school there, just 20 spells per deck. And the secondary challenge is the return of Mega Highlander. Mega Highlander means that for the entire deck list there must be 120 unique cards across all 4 decks. So if you play Zephyrus in one deck, you can't play it anywhere else. You also can't run dupes anywhere either. So it's a Highlander deck, but across the whole bring. So that is the primary and secondary challenges for week 2, the Night Elf Empire. Hydra, can you start guiding? Oh,
sorry. One last thing. Maybe I should do this at a different point. But for those of you watching along, wanted to briefly show y'all how this looks on the screen, so you know what you're looking for and what to expect. Real briefly, players are represented by avatars. Decks are represented by their class icons. Banned decks are marked with the red X, and winning decks are marked with the green check. So if the class icon has a green check on it, that indicates that a player has won with that class or deck, and they're done. If it has a red X over it, that means it's banned, that it cannot be played. So, very cool. Thank you all for joining us, and let's jump into those deck lists. Who do we want to look at first?
Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, let's pull up PigPen.
All right, very good. All right, so here's PigPen, and it looks like PigPen brought Paladin, Druid, Rogue, and Hunter, and the Druid list is banned.
All right, so for Paladin, if we go all the way to the bottom, Baku the Moon Eater. So we have Odd Paladin, obviously Highlander being the Paladin deck here. For Rogue, this is interesting. Caverns Below, so old school Quest Rogue being brought here. I'm really interested to see this deck. And for the Hunter, it looks like we have a Highlander Secret Hunter.
Oh, spicy. This is like what Sheep brought, I think. Yeah, Highlander Seeker. This is really cool. Of course, Dino Tamer brand on the top end here. Spicy. These are some fun looking decks. And PigPen wanted us to know that he got some deck building help from Schmoopy Daddy. So super cool. Very, very awesome community props there. Let's switch over real quick then and look at Maxi Bond's decks as well. So Maxi also brought Druid, Rogue, and Hunter, and then Priest is the different deck here. And there's a ban on the Druid list as well.
There will be no Druids. The Priest looks like a classic Raza Priest. Over to the Rogue, this is a spicy meatball. We have Highlander Pillager Rogue.
The Maxi Bond special.
Yeah, Maxi is the expert on Pillager Rogue, and I got dunked on super hard in practice matches with this one. So it's this is a pretty crazy deck here.
And rounding off the bring here for the Hunter, we have Quest Line Hunter, defend the Dwarven District.
Super cool. I love these. Really cool decks. I'm excited to see these get played out, and two incredibly talented players here. And so it could be anybody's victory here. And no matter who wins, it's going to be an incredible match tonight. And so whenever they're ready to get started, I'm good to go.
Cool.
Fantastic.
This is always exciting to bring this listener series on stream.
Right? Absolutely.
If I don't say it, y'all will be disappointed in me. Excitement abounds.
Very much so. I love seeing these lists and forget sometimes about cards like Dino Tamer Bran that don't see a lot of play in the normal WoW ladder, and so I'm excited to pull these out. Some of these decks I think translate very naturally to the listener series, and some are less common. All right, looks like they're gearing up into match one here. So PigPen on the bottom, starting out with Hunter. Maxi Bond on the top with that Pillager Rogue.
Surprise, surprise.
So this is the secret Hunter for PigPen.
Yeah, so I imagine that PigPen was probably hard mulling there, looking for the one that pulls the secrets out of your deck and makes them cost 1.
Is it Dunbalder Bunker?
Yeah, I never know how to pronounce it.
That is a tongue twister. I'm so surprised you said it so well.
I'm very impressed.
Can you say it 5 times fast?
It.
Oh, jeez. You had that in your back pocket.
Yeah, so Maxi getting the draw on pretty heavy with that dirty tricks on 2. Into now trading with the Cutlass, and into prep Shroud of Concealment. So that is some rapid draw there for Maxi, doing what Maxi does best with that Pillager Rogue.
Yeah, and Maxi's whole deck is just a bunch of draw, and actually the requirement that there's only a maximum of 10 minions works out really well for Pillager Rogue. This secret, by the way, is Wandering Monster.
In case you were wandering.
Glorious and terrible.
I couldn't help myself.
So good.
That was really good.
Well,
so Maxi dealing with that Phase Stalker and getting the Wicked Stab out of the deck to make further draws fit his combo better.
This is the face race here where, Pillager Rogue just wins games, and so I think PigPen just has to do as much damage as possible, like as soon as possible. This the pressure plate here may come in clutch depending, and it's not going to trigger since there's no minions on board yet. Looks like it might soon, though. If PigPen can destroy one of the key minions, like a Spirit of the Shark or a Pillager or something, like that's a big problem. But looks like this spell is going to trigger and the Elven Minstrel will get destroyed. So
yeah, and Maxibon was at 10 cards there, so did need to play one.
That 12 life total is awfully low. I imagine there's a Shroud somewhere in that deck. I think we got one in hand, actually. A Cloak of Shadows over here.
As they say, hoop. There it is.
So the secrets in play right now, we've got the improved Explosive Trap, the Wandering Monster from earlier, and the improved Ice Trap.
Yeah, improved Ice Trap is just so clutch in this.
Yeah.
And we see Phantom Knives go back, now cost 5.
So not only can Maxi not play it now, whenever he does try and play it, it's going to cost 5 mana to draw 1 card.
Ooh. Yeah, well, and Maxi's hand is full right now, which is presenting some issues. You know, we see this, swindle here, but...
Oh, and gonna end up burning a card on the next turn.
Come midnight.
Yeah. I don't think that Maxi's too concerned about that. Just kind of looking at his hand.
It looks
And
like
we've got the Spirit of the Shark. He's got the Spectral Pillager. He's got the Scabs. He's got the Mailbox Dancer. Like, he's just waiting till he has enough mana and he's going to go off.
Yeah. And it's a little bit trickier here because it's a singleton version, and this Potion of Illusion really comes hard into play.
Mm-hmm.
Just you wait until I've got 10 mana.
Basically.
Okay, Maxi.
Never mind, there's a coin. Well, oh, and that flare, that flare might have come in clutch. Well, looks like it's now or never. So,
Time's up. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Care to make a wager, friend?
Out of the kitchen and into the frying pan.
Anyone else on the edge of their seat?
Yep.
Because I don't know how much damage this is going to do.
But someone who does is Maxi.
What do we have here?
Come, friend. Let's see what you've got.
Yep, Maxibon doing Maxi things.
that's just disgusting. Wow. Like, this just looks like it was a ladder match.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And this is like a suboptimal singleton version. Absolutely showcasing the skill of the player here. Like, just
And
wow.
PigPen did great as well. There was nothing PigPen could have done.
Oh no,
to prevent
absolutely.
that there.
No, and they're both fantastic players. And it was, you know, PigPen had it on lock if one more turn went down, and that Shroud, you know, came in clutch. So, all right, looks like they're gearing up for game 2 here.
Yes, in game 2, Maxi is now on to the Priest, and PigPen is switching it up a bit as well, and going to that odd Paladin. That odd rise to the occasion Paladin, I might add.
What?
Mm.
Oh, this is the spice right here.
I am so happy right now.
I've actually never, I've got the Leroy portrait and I've never played it before. I didn't realize that the entry had like a big old swing and a chicken drumstick. That's
Yep.
great.
Reporting for duty.
Gonna play some Paladin after this.
Maxi's Reno Priest is pretty like classic Reno Priest, and so again, this is another where I think PigPen is gonna have to really try to push a lot of damage as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Ooh, the tour guide. Nice get. And the moment of truth on whether these go face or one trades, as well as the face trading to preserve board. And the secret in play is an eye for an eye. So that makes even more sense why PigPen traded there. Kind of preserve that for a little bit more damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually look at this with Lothraxion in hand. It's going to come down really early, which might impact the game here. Secrets are avenge and never surrender.
Reporting for duty.
All right, so 7 damage presented, 6 from the board, 1 from the hero. Maxi was about to just snap play that Lorekeeper pull Celt.
No, opting to draw and test, obviously, for a secret as well.
That's an upgrade.
But that's smart to draw a low card before pull Celting there as well, right?
Yeah.
Blessings from Leroy.
Blessings from
I
Leroy.
did not know that interaction existed.
No.
I thought that we were going to see Lothraxion come down, but I totally see the the reason to play Blessing of Authority, just to make this a big old giant dude here.
Is there more than one interaction like that with Leroy? It's so random.
I bet there is. We can find out in the Hearth sound effects. One of the themes that we see in Maxi's deck is just tons and tons of draw. And there's some stall and there's some draw, and it's like, okay. It's kind of scary because this is a whole handful of stuff, and frankly, if we get to turn 7, we see Maxi sitting on Psychic Scream, which is really gonna kind of ruin PigPen's day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That being said, we do have Lothraxion come down, and so for the rest of the game, your Silver Hand. It says after you summon a Silver Hand recruit, give it Divine Shield. So what happens when you play it from hand?
Then it's still summoned.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just covering both bases when it says summon.
Gotcha.
And also, the ones that are currently on board do not just get a bubble that way as well.
But if they're Psychic Screamed and played again...
Exactly.
Opting to kill the 2 big threats instead of the Psychic Scream.
This Lothra might really come in clutch. I imagine it probably...
Yeah.
Well, it invalidates the Psychic Scream for sure.
Yes, indeedy.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
There is a Hysteria and a Mass Hysteria, but how much would Hysteria cost?
Hysteria would go, yeah.
Too
That's
much?
GG. Because then all PigPen has to do is play any one cost, and then Cariel can come down, buffing everything, and PigPen takes game 2 with
We have a
the
series.
Paladin.
Hey, we do. What a spicy list. I like the Reno Odd Paladin. How fun. Good plays there. I think it was really interesting. Just the selection on what to play and when to play it was really well done. All right, so we're gearing up into match 3. It's currently 1-1.
Maxi staying on the Priest, and PigPen, of course, having to move on because he won with the Paladin. Moving over to Hunter. And that rat trap is going to get value eventually.
Yeah.
But at that point, it may very well be too late. All right. So Maxi deciding to pick a second potion of madness. Other options were Wave of Apathy and Palm Reading.
Soul
Nope,
Mirror
those-
for another potential clear later on.
I really love the synergy of this deck. It's just a whole mess of spells with Dino Tamer Bran on the top as King Crush damage out of nowhere. Pretty
I mean,
fun.
it's so funny because like, why not? It's the Highlander card that exists for Hunter, so sure.
Yeah, and of course, Beastalker Tavish. You can't play too many minions? My hero power is Animal Companion.
I can minion every turn now.
And we do see the Rat Trap get procced.
Right, and it looks like Maxi had to play a spell because his hand is full. If
Yeah.
I imagine PigPen wants to just send the giant rat face because it's just too good to pass up. That secret is Pressure Plate, by the way.
It sure is, which means that that rat is not dead to board, at least, because
Yeah.
it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Maxi being the Raza Priest has a number of answers in hand. It's just pick your poison there.
There are so many options, yeah.
Sun bear down upon you.
Talk about draw engine is what I see, and Maxi's playing very fast.
Extremely fast.
But
Almost
clearly
like he's
has
played this before.
Yeah. But clearly there's a goal in mind, and from what I can tell, it's like, draw, and once, I mean, these spells that cost 0 or 1, just turn deadly once Raza and Anduin are on the board.
And that improved emergency maneuvers. If Maxi just destroys the Phase Stalker, then that Phase Stalker is going to. We're pivoting. We're not finishing that sentence because Dino Tamer Bran has been ratted.
That is rude. Right on turn 7 too for
Oh my
for
goodness.
PigPen.
I was going to say, can you imagine, you kill off Dino Tamer Bran and get it back with the Raised Dead?
That would be incredible.
That being said, I think Maxi already played the Raised Dead,
Yeah.
which is why there's a second Zeph in hand.
So PigPen debating on whether to.
Huffer's gotta go basically at this point.
Poor Huffer.
Yeah.
By the way, PigPen.
Gonna keep Huffer around.
Yeah, so Spirit Lash, this plays around that better, because Spirit Lash both would have healed for more, but even more pivotally, destroyed another one of PigPen's minions there. So he was playing around Spirit Lash, I imagine, there in particular, and other sorts of AoEs. Just doing that thing.
And we see Raza in hand now, that I imagine gets played next turn. And again, Maxi at the hand space limit, so wanting to play a card. By the way, something I wanted to mention, PigPen mentioned that he was playing on mobile, so that just adds one more layer of complexity, and trying to jam out the series on his cell phone.
Yeah. Props to PigPen.
Your wish is my suggestion.
I would
And now
find
that
that very
PigPen,
difficult.
yeah, now that PigPen has loaded his hero up with
Oh
secrets.
no!
Wow, and it gave him Flare. I was kind of surprised with 6 mana left.
Huffer survives another day.
And Huffer going face for 5 this time. And now that Huffer is at 5, if Maxi gets Shadow Reaper Anduin, Huffer will actually meet its fate.
That second potion of madness coming in clutch.
Yeah, and Maxi sequencing it that way to clear off the Leok as well, rather than just the Anduin. Very smart and heads up play there to prevent additional damage from the Huffer that PigPen would have rolled the very next turn.
And PigPen killing his own minion there just to get the 2 spells in play. So it's a freezing trap and explosive trap.
Ooh, and
This is going to be tough to crawl back for PigPen, I feel.
It's almost guaranteed to pick the 1 cost, right? Just to machine gun and Heart of Fire with the 3 damage, yeah.
Yeah, well, and that freezing trap being one of those secrets, PigPen does not want to see that with that Kazakus come down because, oh yeah, you can make your hero power cost 0 again, sure. Oh, or you can get another cheap spell to just machine gun off. Oops.
Yeah.
PigPen, I think, debating a little bit about whether to attack with the Eagle Horn Bow or to try to keep it to get another durability from the secrets, whether to play the Ringling's Rifle. All right, looks like it comes down. We get one more secret here.
Yeah, I think especially with that Misha coming down, it's incentivizing Maxi to trade into Misha with Raza first, and thus not getting the extra Kazakus spell. Or Maxi plays actively for the freezing trap. Heads up.
Ooh, that one face.
It's probably the optimal place for it, just since it wouldn't have killed the Raza, but with the taunt in the way, I don't really see a way around it here.
Yeah, especially with giving it
5
just a
health
little bit
now.
more health. Making chewing through it just that much trickier. And just on board plus hero power, rather. But Maxi doesn't have to do anything too inventive here. And Maxi is playing with his food.
Yes.
Oh no, he was testing secrets to make sure he had it.
Yeah.
He wasn't BMing. He
No,
was just...
and I think he had it a couple of different ways, but very, very well played there. So, all right,
Maxi goes up 2-1.
Well done to both players, but congrats to Maxi for the win there. Very close at the end there, actually.
Yeah, it was surprisingly close, and I think Handmaiden was like the MVP of that. That must have drawn Maxi at least 6 cards.
I'm acting on instinct.
Set sail
And
for
PigPen pivoting to the caverns below Rogue. And Maxi going with the Defend the Dwarven District Questline Hunter. So we'll see quests and quest lines going online first. And PigPen here with the Bloodsail Flybooter in hand with the Infested Goblin. There's a gang up.
It's pretty good.
Wow, this Dirty Tricks is like guaranteed to go off.
And PigPen putting more of those flybooters back into the deck, making a Cold Light Oracle pick him out, making the dirty tricks pull him out. Just load it up as early as he can so he maximizes his chances of drawing it sooner.
Was this the
Smart,
tracking that
because-
just got played? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. With
Yes, sir.
Ringland's
And it
rifle
looks like
being
he's-
pulled.
Yeah.
That rifle's likely to come down next turn. And we're going to play some dirty tricks here. PigPen thinking that, he's going to be drawing from that this turn, but Maxi playing that rifle. And of course, going face.
Opting for cat trick.
And
All right.
Maxi knows that he has to race out this rogue. And so the cat trick makes complete sense. Heads up call there by Maxi because he's trying to push as much damage as fast as he can.
These are due back tomorrow.
And yeah, playing the Dragon Bane for tempo there, just to try to get around.
Bit of wind in me sails.
Well, just to push for extra damage. So PigPen will complete the quest right now, but won't get to play it. So
Yeah, so since he can't play it, he's...
Gonna hold
Yep.
till next turn, just in case of shenanigans.
And Maxi denying the draw there. With that flare. And getting so much face damage in with that
lot.
Dragon Bane.
oh my goodness. That's a lot of damage. I mean, we'll see PigPen complete the quest right now, but I think it's too late.
Yeah, there's a aimed shot in hand.
Think.
Yeah, I think PigPen actually has to secret passage here. Which is not what he wants to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Still
So-
passaging after
Well-
completing the quest.
Looking for ways to... Oh.
Yoink.
Quickly.
Oh, this is not the one. Did they
There's-
switch it where you swapped with your opponent?
Taunt. Let's go.
What was the... what
No
was...
taunt.
I thought the card... There was a card where you swapped hero powers with your opponent. Apparently it's not Yoink. I thought that's what it did. I've never
I
Oh.
think
played the
that's
card.
Grizzled Wizard,
Grizzled
right?
Wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people playing like Finley Grizzled Wizard. I thought Yoink... It says discover a new hero power or something. It's just not... Clearly I've never played the card. Wow.
Next game, Maxi Bond racing down the quest rogue.
And that Dragon Bane really coming in clutch there. All right, well, that's Maxi Bond then taking the victory 3-1. So great games, well played to both of our competitors here, and we can see if either of them are interested or available. I know PigPen's been playing on his phone, and maybe a challenge, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so well played to both, and congratulations to Maxi for taking in that victory.
It's always a pleasure getting to cast and watch these matches live.
You know it.
Looks like we got Maxi. PigPen's got some family stuff going on, and so but we'll get Maxi on the line here shortly.
Hey. How's it going, Max?
Blade.
Good. Happy with the win. I thought my hunter was gonna get swept because his hunter had petting zoo, which is just way too many stats. But I got lucky because he just low rolled with the rogue, so I'm happy about that.
You know, it was so close, but that Dragonbane put in so much work. It was like, I mean, in one turn went from what 20 down to 10 health or something like that, or 17 down to 10, and
while clearing the board.
Yeah.
It's almost like you didn't need to have Reno Jackson in that deck.
True. I was gonna put it in the priest, but I thought, oh, my hunter's my worst deck, so I'll just throw it in, and it didn't even matter. Just Dragonbane on 4 and you win the game. So
yeah.
Wiser words would never been spoken.
Quest Rogue just can't clear. That's the biggest problem. Even if they're completing their quest, they just kind of sit there and play 1/1s. Like, until their quest is completed, they're just playing a bunch of 1/1s, and then they have no way to remove. Because I assume he runs Prize Plunderer. Let me check. No, he doesn't even run Prize Plunderer, so there's no way to clear at all. So my Dragonbane was just 4 mana deal like 20 damage.
Basically, yes.
Moopy's over here taking notes.
Yep. Also, with the Pillager win there, it was funny because we're the three of us are sitting here trying to see if we can somewhat add up the damage you were gonna have, but we didn't even bother doing the math because you're kind of the master there. So it was all right. Let's see how much damage Maxi can do. Will it be enough? Yes, it was enough. I think
It's always enough.
PigPen had 35 health at the time, and it was definitely enough.
It was so like my brain was dying because I had to think about all the secrets to play around. So that's why I just played my mailbox, right, to play around snipe. But then I was like, oh god, now that I played mailbox, do I even have enough cards for the pillagers to deal enough damage? It was just it was hard. But I'm happy that the pillager won the first game because I did not want to go through that Reno Pillager again. It's just the hardest deck of all time. My brain would just die if I had to play 2 games with that deck, especially against secret stuff like Snipe and Pressure Plate.
I remember way back when you were kind of teaching me the ropes on Pillager Rogue, talking through some of the plays and hearing you mention like, well, if you get jammed up, you can use potion to do some shenanigans. It's really hard, but it's an alternate line of play if you really have to. And like, that's what this deck was designed to do, was like the really difficult alternate win con. Like it's just incredible to watch. And it was so smooth. You can tell by watching, like, you were playing so fast that you've mastered this deck. And it was incredible to watch. It's like, if any of us tried to do it, like we would fail. And it just is a example of, if anyone ever questions who is the Pillager Rogue expert, is Maxibon without a doubt.
For sure.
Yeah, except all my THL teammates, even though I have like 2,000 games on Pillager Rogue, they still don't believe me when I say Mailbox is better than Tenwu. They're all just playing Tenwu. It's so annoying. My whole team just plays Tenwu, even though I'm telling them. I've been telling them for so long that Pillager's better. I mean, sorry, Mailbox is better. It's like, when will they believe me?
This is why they don't have nice things.
Tenwu costs so much mana. Like, you obviously run Tenwu in the Reno Pillager because Tenwu is like a second Pillager, but it's 1 mana extra because you have to go Pillager, Tenwu, Pillager. So it's just like, that's why Reno Pillager is actually kind of good. I was... Like, a while ago, I played even Reno Pillager, and I went 8-0 in a row.
Oh, wow.
It was... Oh, my God. I don't know if I still have the deck on my deck tracker. It was so funny. Because even with a Reno Pillager, you just have so many ways to get your cards back that even with one of every single card, you still just play 5 Pillagers somehow. because potion is crazy. But yeah, like you said, potion is just makes you die. Your brain just you can't figure it out because then you have the board space issue as well. You have to clear your own board, and then all the mana's adding up, and you have to be like, okay, wait, do I go scabs and then 10 with the scabs and then potion, or is that too much board space being used? I honestly wasn't 100% sure if that was lethal there, but
I believed in the heart of the cards.
It was your only option because you were dead next turn.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you had to go for it. And
Yeah, it was do or die time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that was such a close game as well, even after me, like, drawing the nuts, and he didn't have any of the good secrets. It was still so close. It was,
Yeah,
Such-
his hunter was
such a lucky game one.
so fast in that match. It was like, well, it's now or never. So
and the petting zoo, it's so many stats for 3 mana. If you ever draw petting zoo, it's just like, that's, like I said, why I was scared of playing the questline hunter against the other hunter. Because that's the thing, questline hunter, it does like, let's say it does like 5 damage every turn for removal. So, okay, let's say it does like 8 damage every turn of removing, because you get to use a hero power every turn. But if you play an 8/8, then they clear it, then you play an 8/8, then they clear it, then sure, that's easy for a hunter to win. But if you just play a 16/16 in one turn, they just can't, and they die. So as soon as he plays petting zoo, I lose. But against Quest Rogue, they're just playing a bunch of little 1/1s that I can easily remove. With the Reno Hunter, you play like Bowler Shot and Grievous Bite and stuff. So it's just so easy to remove everything. So it ended up working. I don't know if I still beat the Hunter anyway, just because the Hunter runs a bunch of secrets like Venom Strike Trap and Snake Trap that I would never trigger, or Freezing Trap. So maybe I was favored either way, but I was scared of playing the Hunter because Questline Hunter with only 1 obs it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Hey,
Super
yeah,
sus.
can we look at your decks real quick? I mean, just any thoughts on what when you built these?
Yeah, well, okay, I was gonna bring an Ignite Mage as well instead of probably my Hunter, but Ignite Mage. So okay, Ignite Mage. I don't mean like Sanctum Chandler. Can I like? Is there a way for me to like share my list real quick? Oh no, wait, I don't have it. It's not built. But do you guys know Cheetah Mage from like before Assault got nerfed, where it was like Luna into Sorcerer's Apprentice into Molten Reflection into Infinite Ignites?
Right. Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's the deck I was trying to build with 4 mana Sorcerer's Apprentice, and it was just so slow. I think I played it against you in practice, Nate. I'm pretty sure I played.
Yeah, no, and it was like it's one of those. It's kind of like Pillage. Like when you go in, you got to go all in and then hurry. But if you can do it, you're just getting the infinite 0 mana ignites.
Another one.
Exactly.
The only problem is that, like, with the Rogue, you have really efficient removal, like Brain Freeze, Backstab, all that just super, super cheap removal while you're drawing. And, like, tradables like Cutlass, where you draw basically for 0 mana. Whereas with the Mage, you're spending, like, 3 mana playing an Arcane Intellect, 4 mana playing an Incanter's Flow. So if your opponent plays any, stats, you either draw or you remove. You can't do both like the Rogue can, because the Rogue can be like 0 mana Backstab, 2 mana Swindle, I'm drawing 2 and I'm removing, and it's just like so much more efficient. That's the biggest problem with Mage, I think. And like, sure, you have Ice Block, but only 1 Ice Block isn't really enough, I think. So I didn't end up bringing that, and I wasn't sure where to put the Reno. Like I said, is another thing about my building. I thought Reno Priest is probably like insanely strong. But in practice, the only reason that the deck is strong is because you can heal a bunch and then Spawn of Shadows. So, like, against the Hunter, even though he ran out of cards, I did a massive Zephyr's Flare, and just, like, it was so good. I still almost lost because I was just sitting there without any heals, trying to play my Spawn, but I just couldn't, so he never actually died until, like, 3 turns later than he should have. And I'm kind of regretting that decision of putting the Reno in the Hunter. It's just that Hunter has no healing, and at least Priest has a hero power and penance and Spirit Lash and stuff. So, like, that was my thought line, but I honestly, Reno and Priest is probably a lot better with Raised Dead and everything. That's why I put Zephyrus in the Priest as well, because they can abuse those really powerful minions with the Raised Dead.
Yeah.
Most broken card in the game.
Yeah, that draw Naga off of the raised dead just to draw so much really paid off there.
Bro, it was so satisfying playing the new version of Reno Priest where you just like draw so much. Like I was like 15 cards in deck on like turn 4. Like it was crazy. Reno Priest is like way more fun now with the Handmaiden, and if you want you can run Illuminate, and it's just like everything costs nothing. I was shocked that I lost to Odd Paladin, I'm not gonna lie, but Lotheb is Lotheb. I was like, oh yeah, Reno Priest. Okay, my plan going in was that I swept Paladin. Because I'm like, okay, Reno Priest obviously beats Paladin because you have Scream, you have Mass Hysteria, you have, Anduin for efficient removal. Questline Hunter beats it because, you have Bola Shock Rivers, but you have all the removal into Tavish and they just can't do anything. Pillager beats it because it's too slow, and Pillager also, I run Phantom Knives. So I thought every single deck would beat it, but then the Paladin just drops a Lotheb and it doesn't even matter what the deck is. As long as you run Lotheb, it's just, I can't do anything.
Some may say it's the greatest card ever made in Hearthstone, so...
Right.
Fun and interactive.
Just a tribute.
Well, and we saw... right. Well, we saw that Blessing of Authority early on as well, and there were some other options, but it was like, try to push as much damage phase as soon as possible, because there was no way he was going to win the long game there.
Yeah, and that's another reason why you want to run Reno. It destroys Lotheb, and it means that even with early aggression, because without Reno, I can't really play my Anduin or my Raza, because I have to be like, oh, I have to remove. I'm only on like 15 health. They're gonna have Burst, because they have like Quartermaster and Blessing of Might. So, without the Reno, the Priest kind of just fell to persistent board presence, like the Paladin has. I just assumed that... Oh, one sec.
Yeah.
Okay, back. I was gonna say, sorry, you go.
You're good. No, I was just gonna fill the time until you got back.
Okay. I was gonna say, I just was so sure that Priest just beats aggro because, back when Reno Priest always beat aggro, I didn't realize that Reno was the main reason, and then it just flopped against Odd Paladin. I assumed that as soon as I lose to Odd Paladin, I just lose the whole thing. So I'm at least it still worked out. I'm still happy with that.
You still came out on top.
Yeah, especially with the Questline Hunter. That was scary. And Pillager. All my decks I wasn't sure of. It was a hard week to build because usually with Born to be Wild, I'm just like, yeah, people are usually really greedy with how they build their decks. Just like running random, like just throw in a N'Zoth in a deck for no reason. Or like Revive Pet in the Secret Hunter. Like it just greedy stuff. So I'm just like, okay, I build 4 aggro decks, I win every time, and that's just my plan. But with this restriction, there's no way you're building 4 aggro decks. So right. I kind of just had to be like, oh, I have to come up with control. I don't know how to play control. So I tried to fit in as many combo decks as I could. But it was kind of hard, and it was out of my comfort zone, for sure, because I'm an aggro combo player. So playing these control decks was something new. And that's the whole point of Born to be Wild, right? Yeah. Getting out of your comfort zone with just the stupid meta decks.
Yeah, definitely trying to do something different. That is the goal, and we thought with this season to try to make it more challenging and do 2 challenges instead of 1, and switch everything up a little bit.
Yeah. And thank God this time, Freeze Shaman isn't just the most broken deck. Oh, Avalanche! Snowfall Guardian, so annoying. I actually tried to make a Freeze Shaman. I'm pretty sure, because I was helping Kenray with his decks. He brought a Freeze Shaman. With just 1 Guardian, 1 Shutterwalk, 1 Macaw, Bolnar, the Flugeltox combo, just like all the good minions, and then just 20 terrible cycle spells. And it didn't work. He ended up losing, but it was pretty interesting. And Kenray, as everyone knows, has 0 cards, so he couldn't bring my decks. He doesn't have Tenwu, otherwise he would have brought Pillager and got a free win. It's unfortunate.
With
the 2 challenges... Sorry, go.
Oh, I was just going to say, there's a lot of possibilities with this one. Some better than others. I did pretty well with, like, the Reno Quest Mage. Open the way gate mage with the giants on the top end. Mana Giant, Arcane Giant, Naga Giant. Worked. Questline Hunter was okay. I'd made a Warlock with just a few minions with just the giant demons and a bunch of removal spells. Or
Or not even?
No, not even. No, not even.
Okay.
I
'Cause
tried to
tried
even, but
And then
I just wanted to abuse the fact that Gen and Baku are legal again. I tried so many odd and even decks.
oh, how funny! This one was hard because the requirement for all the spells and like very little minions. And then I did a Cthulhu Druid because like it's all spells. But you know, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of weird stuff, and so we'll see. As good times, excellent games, Maxi. Thank you for letting us stream your matches. It was really fun.
yes,
Yeah, thank you.
And congratulations once again.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going for no losses for the first 5 weeks. That's the plan. No losses.
Yeah. You gonna win it this time around?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, shots fired.
always get top 4 and I never win because Corb, I'm still mad about nature studies into living mana. I don't know if you guys even remember, but do you remember?
That was iconic, yeah.
Nature studies into living mana against Hunter, the best deck in the game, and his odd druid was so weak. I swear you can beat it with every deck, but then he wins with a card that's not even in his deck. I'm never getting over that. I swear.
It's the classic Paveling book.
Yeah. I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna win it this time. Because Corb's not even in here, so he can't high roll me with the living mana.
We'll tell him you said that. He'll sign up next next season.
No.
Well, Maxi Bonds.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, very cool. Thanks for chatting with us after the game too. It was great to kind of hear your thoughts and what went into deck building, your thoughts on the series in general. Before we sign off, any shout outs or any do you want to share your stream info or anything like that?
Yeah, okay. I stream at Maxibon1234 is my channel. I'm streaming right now. I'm streaming the interview, but I stream my match. Yeah. Shout outs. I mean, I could shout out Kenray. I'm trying to get Kenray to stream, but he just hasn't been because his toaster is not even as good as Corb's, so his stream just crashes every 2 seconds.
Oh no! One of these days.
Yeah. I had a toaster at one point. So.
Kenray is wonderful. If we can get him streaming, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Kenray. If he can to like join casting, like on one of the Want to Be Wild matches. If me and Kenray could like join with casting, that'd be sick. I'm trying to convince him.
I would love to listen to y'all's insight and just read of the game like that. That would be incredible. Please convince him.
Yeah, we could arrange that.
Yes, surely next week. Unless he wants to get streamed, I don't know.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Well, that is it for our match tonight. For everybody watching out there live, thank you all for hanging out. Very cool. We appreciate you being here. Looking forward again to next week. Next week in week 3, another custom deck building restriction. For week 3, the theme is demons. The primary challenge, you must have at least 30 demon type minions spread across all 4 decks. Each deck must contain at least 6 demon minions. The secondary challenge being for each minion in your deck, you must also have a spell of the same cost. And weapons and hero cards are banned, so that'll be a lot of fun. Another whole bunch of craziness. So hope everybody can join us again for another stream match next week.
Excitement abounds. And again, congratulations, Maxi.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hear your insight, hopefully next week in the caster's desk.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And can't wait to watch those matches next week.
Yeah.